Hi guys, we're going to do just a quick tutorial over what we're learning right now, finding lateral and total surface area, but you have to be able to use our formulas. So the topic is, the TEK is 87B. You should be able to determine solutions for lateral and total surface area problems involving rectangular prisms, triangular prisms, and cylinders. So, if you look at the formula chart, it's your friend, okay? Please do not be scared of it. So, here, if we know we're looking for surface area, we're just going to go down here, surface area. We're going to determine what shape we have. So, I've actually drawn a rectangular prism here. And so we want to find the formula for the total surface area of a prism. It doesn't matter what kind of prism. It can be a triangular prism or a rectangular prism, just as long as it's a prism. And then we're going to scoot over and find the formula for lateral surface area. And then you'll notice that for the total, they're just taking the lateral and adding to it. Okay? So we're going to use this formula, and I have them written here for you. For a prism, we can see that the lateral surface area is going to be S is equal to capital P times H. That is lateral, so S is equal to capital P times H. Okay, well, it doesn't do you much good to use these formulas or look at these formulas if you don't understand what the letters mean. Okay, so let's make sure we understand that. This is a surface area formula, so obviously S stands for surface area. Okay, the next thing we look at is capital P. So I just tell my students, if it's a capital letter, like if it's a capital B or if it's a capital P, those are dealing with three-dimensional shapes. Okay? If it's like a lowercase b or a lowercase h, two-dimensional shapes. That may help you, maybe a little easier for you to remember. So the capital P for this stands for perimeter, but not just perimeter, it's the perimeter of the base. And for this particular shape, our base is a rectangle. So I always tell my students, remember, there's always two bases. So let's write that down. Well, I'll come back to that in a moment. There's always two bases on a prism. They're always congruent, and they're always parallel to each other. So whatever shapes are congruent and parallel, for example, we could say this is a base, and then this is a base. Rectangular prisms can have more than like one set of bases because of the nature of the shape. So the other thing is H. H stands for the height of the prism, but there's another way that I like to the height of the prism. So we would be, and the best way to describe it really, instead of just saying the height of the prism, really what that's talking about, it's talking about the distance between the bases. Alright, so you can see right here, I do have the bases shaded. So if I'm talking about the perimeter of the base, then since I already have the bases shaded, I would be talking about the perimeter of just one base, right? That's what capital P stands for. perimeter of the base. I know that's the base because my bases are shaded, they're congruent and parallel. Then you look at that distance between the bases. Okay, well, here's a base here and there's a base here, so the distance between those two bases, that would be my H value. Okay? If I'm looking for total surface area, I'm going to highlight this purple. So the distance between the bases. Total surface area is just adding to it. So we already are adding, we're already finding the perimeter of the base times the height. So that's giving me the area of only the sides and does not include the area of the bases. So let's make sure we understand that. Lateral, the area of all sides, not including bases. Ooh, ran out of room there. Not including bases. You don't include the bases for lateral. Now total surface area includes the bases. So you'll notice that for my total surface area formula, I'm finding the perimeter of the base, multiplying it times the distance in between the bases. Now I'm adding to it the area of the bases. 2 times capital B. Oh boy. Well, everything in there has a meaning, so let's look at what they're talking about. So we know what capital P is, we know what H is, and now we're going to be doing 2 times capital B, or big B. What does that mean? Okay, well, big B stands for the area of the base. Area of the base. So this base is a rectangle, and so finding the area of a rectangle is just base times height. Base times height. Ooh, we got two H's now. So you would be multiplying to find big B. You'd be multiplying base times height, or length times width. What if my base is not a rectangle though? What if it's a triangle? That tells me that I'm going to have to do something different. I can't use base times height. So if I go find the formula for a triangle, 1/2 times little b times h. So we're going to come back to that in a few minutes because I have triangles on the next page. Alright, so understanding what all the parts are is going to help you understand what you're doing when you find the surface areas. I will do an example with you in a moment. Here I have triangular prism. Alright, so first of all, how do we know what shape the base is? Okay, well, remember, there's only 2 bases always. So there's 2 bases. It's not that the bottom is the base, because the bottom of this is a rectangle. Okay, let me, it's sitting on a rectangle, right? So there's 2 bases. They have to be congruent. Same size, same shape. And they have to be parallel to each other. The only shapes that are congruent and parallel are the triangles. So those are my bases. So if I'm looking for lateral area, This is a prism, so I'm using S equals capital P times H. So I actually had someone ask me about this today. They were like, Miss Daniels, I cannot get the right answer for this. Well, they had a triangular prism, and they were trying to find the lateral area. So it was this problem here. It says the tent shown is made of water-resistant fabric. The floor of the tent is made of the same material. And then it says how much fabric is needed to create the lateral faces of the tent. So you then go back to that formula. We know we need the lateral surface area. And we know that S is equal to the perimeter of the base times the height, or better yet, the distance between the bases. So let's think about this. I think the student that I was talking to was trying to use this bottom, what it was, the bottom of the tent as the base, and they were trying to use the perimeter, like they were trying to do 7 plus 8 plus 7 on the other side and plus 8. So they were thinking of the bottom of the tent as the base. So that's not the case. This is a triangular prism, so the base is a triangle. I know it doesn't seem like it because it's not sitting on the triangle, but triangle is the base. So what we're going to do is, this is the perimeter of the base. So to find perimeter, we're just going to add the side lengths together. There you go. So we've got 8 feet. Oh, we've got these two sides over here. They don't have any markings. Well, no, they do. They have markings here and here, but how long are they? Let's just go back here and find the other triangle, and there is a measurement there, 6.4. So we're going to use 6.4, and this is also 6.4. They have identical markings. That indicates they're the same measurement. And so we're just going to add all three sides together. So it's just 6.4, 6.4 plus the whole number 8. You can put a 0 there. So 4, 8. Let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 20. Okay, so 20.8, or 20 and 8 tenths. That's the distance around the base. Okay, so for my capital P, 20 and 8 tenths, and that's going to be multiplied by H. H stands for the distance between the bases. Well, the distance in between the two triangles is 7 feet. So we're just multiplying those two together. So 20.8 times 7. Remember, we're just looking for the sides. We're not finding the area of this triangle. We don't need to. We only need the gray rectangular sides. So that's 56. 0, 5. 1 decimal place. Okay, so we have a lateral area of 145 and 6/10 feet. That is squared. And bam, there we go, right there. Okay, so remember, understanding what the variables are, that's really going to help you. Okay, so area, remember, capital P. So this would be the perimeter of the triangle. Perimeter of the triangle multiplied by the distance between the bases. And there you go. So if I'm doing